Okay, so let's go into a new project. And I'll go with the app, click next. And let's see, controls, part 2. And all these I'll leave as default to what they were last time. Click next. And click create. Okay, so let me shut off this window. Shut off this window for the time being. Make that bigger. Click resume. Slow. There we go. Now this is tutorialspoint.com, and they got a Swift tutorial under there. This is a older version. They're constantly coming out with new updates, but the basics is what we're going to be taking a look at here anyway. And let's see, decision making. Although operators might be appropriate to talk about there. Now, this is probably not just true in Swift, but in any language. You got math operators, arithmetic operators, a plus, add, minus, subtract, asterisk, multiply, the slash is your divide, and the percent. In most languages is your modulus operator. That gives you a remainder. So if you got, for example, 5 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2, thinking of integer division, is 2 with remainder of 1. So modulus would give us a 1. The comparison operators. Equals equals checks if the two items are equal. The exclamation equals checks the values of the two operands are equal or not. Greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than or equal to. If you got a more complex selection being done, then you can use two ampersands. This is the and. Or you can use two pipe symbols, that's the or the exclamation, which is a not. Okay, we'll come back to the rest of those. Let's take a look at decision making. I'll leave here maybe about 5 o'clock, I think it is today, 5:30. And if I'm hungry, then I'll go eat. Otherwise, I won't. That's the idea of a conditional decision making. It alters the flow of your program. Now, when we talk about altering the flow of your program, obviously if you're programming a button, then that's controlled by clicking on it. But then the code within the button, if you want to skip parts of your code based upon something being true, then this is how you do it. And that's what we're going to add on to our tools today. Is we're going to take a look at a little bit more of the controls, and then we'll add in some more programming techniques. Everybody in this class is at different places. Some of you have taken a lot of programming and just bored out of your mind about an if statement. Some of you have never seen it before, and you find it maybe challenging. So keep that in mind. In case you're wondering why I'm going over something to the excruciating detail. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this text here. Then we'll bring in maybe 2 text fields. I'll click the plus here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to put my // this is for var body some view, and this one is for the struct content view. I was preparing this material last night, and I was getting really lost. All the closing braces. It's like, what in the world is this one tied to? And then somebody in the class, they had it documented fantastic in terms of always putting that // on the closing one. And looking at the code, I realized that I need to be more consistent in doing it all the time. Okay. Let's see. Text field. And num1. And text num1. Now up here, I need to have my state variable. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so can I find num1 scope? What have I got wrong there? Oh, it's S num1. There we go. Click resume. Make sure I got that right before I try to put my second one on. Okay, there we go. So drop my second one on. And by the way, I'm doing this just to really cement it in my own thinking. But you click the plus library right here and scroll down to text field. And drag and drop that there. Okay, so this will be answer. Answer. And another state variable. That state var answer equals. Okay. What I'm planning here is they'll input a number in, and then I'm going to use the if to check the number. Grab a drink here. So in here I need a button. And I probably won't get syntax right if I type that, so I'm going to actually use this. Excuse me. Okay. And this is going to be my end button. And action. Beginning curly brace, space, closing curly brace. Then I need my label, so comma, label, and seems like I'm forgetting something, colon. Beginning brace, closing brace, closing. I think that should be there. Okay. beginning parentheses, closing parentheses, beginning brace, closing brace, beginning brace, closing brace. That looks right. Except for I have an extraneous at the top. Oh, I hate these. I hate these little braces. Implies I got an extra one. I got 3 closing ones. Oh, I don't have a beginning one. Okay, I don't need the beginning one for the button, I guess. Or closing one for the button. Okay, so that gets rid of that. Let me see. Journal could not be. Oh, there we go. Let me do this first. Text. Check. Something like that. Could not be conferred. I changed it. Maybe it needs to be uppercase now. Let's try this. Okay, so this is where we'll put our code in at. And I'm going to be retrieving the value. So I need to declare some variables here. Variable num1 colon int. And that might be all I need there. Num1 is equal to int uppercase or lowercase? I think uppercase. And then what was it? snum1 exclamation. Oh, I can't do this. I gotta have a VStack in here. I think it's called VStack. VStack. Remember, you can only have one item per. Let's see, var body content. Get rid of that. Closing for the VStack. So first, not going away. Well, this isn't going well. I'm going to go ahead and start over on this. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let me put a VStack on there. I'm not going to do the hand coding. Obviously, I stink at it. Okay, drop VStack on there. Drop it on the correct place. Right here. Okay, and then our content. Let's drop a text field on there. That's comforting. All those errors went away. I'm going to start over. There we go. And num1. And this is going to go into our state, which I haven't put in there yet, but let's see, this is going to be $num1. Nope, S num1. Oh, I already still had that there. Okay. And then my answer. Answer. Text. Answer. Okay. Here's where I went haywire before the button. Okay, so our action. I'm not going to worry about the label yet. So for action here, we're going to have braces. There we go. And my code in here. I should have a be able to comma here and label. Put my braces there. Okay, extra trailing closure, passed and call. Not preview this file. What didn't it run? I don't see any errors. There it goes. It's just they keep coming out with new versions. That one person was indicating this is a little bit flaky, and well, yeah. They keep improving it. They're going to eventually break it to where it can't be used. Okay, so now I need to declare a variable. num1 int. I need to retrieve that variable. So num1 equals to int of s num1 exclamation to unwrap it. And got a drink here. Now let's do a check here. And if num1 is greater than 5. So it's simple check. And my beginning brace, closing brace. If it's greater than 5, then I'm going to put something into the answer blank. I'm not sure if I have to put $sign. I don't think I do. Answer equals more than 5. We'll know shortly. Okay. And, label. Text. Calculate. Run. Something like that. There we go. Now I'm going to label these, I think. What one does this go with? That goes with VStack. Okay, so let's run this now. Okay, so put in here, I put 7. Click calculate. It says more than 5. Now, if I change this, put 2, it'll still say more than 5 because we don't reset this. But that's our code's working right now, and that's how you do a check on that. Now, well, what do I want to do if it's not greater than 5? I said that it's still saying more than 5. Well, 2 ways you could handle that. Up here at the beginning, you could say answer equals blank. So now if I run it, stop it and run it, I'll put 5 in here, click calculate. That's interesting. Greater than 5. Jeez, better go home and go to bed. More than 5. Okay. Now if I put 2 in, see how it's blank? The other way to do that is, I thought I saw it here. This is the if statement. Gives you an example. Notice you didn't have to have parentheses around there, I guess. They don't hurt. Here's the if else. So if this is true, it does this, else it does this. So over in my code, if I wanted to actually put something on that blank, I would do an else, braces, and say answer equals not more than 5, or less than or equal to 5. Let's say I was going to go out and eat. And if I'm hungry for Chinese, I'm going to go eat Chinese. Else, maybe I'll go to eat at McDonald's. So that's my standby. If I don't eat Chinese, I eat McDonald's. I just eat McDonald's a lot. So that's the idea of an if-else. How it works coding-wise is, of course, num1 gets assigned here. And then this checks. This is returning true or false. It's saying, hey, let's say I put 3 in for num1. Is 3 greater than 5? No, it isn't. That's false. So then it comes down here and does whatever's in the else. Now, let's say you put 7 in. I put 7 in for num1. Says, hey, is 7 greater than 5? It is. So it does this line of code. Since it does this line of code, it then skips the else and comes down here and continues on with the coding. Okay, 2 there. It says less than or equal to 5. Put 22 there. It says more than 5. Now we're going to print it. We're going to come up with a grade application, and I hope we have time to show a new component on this. But I'm gonna create let's say 3 numbers, and then I'm gonna bring those numbers in. I'm gonna add them up and find the average, and then do a check, and let them know if they got A, B, C, D, so forth. Okay, so I got num1 here. I'm gonna bring 3 numbers in. So add state var s num2 equals to blank. Add state var s num3 equals to blank. I'll call that average. There's num1. Num2. And that's num3. And then our answer, that one's going to be average. Okay. Well, popping. This doesn't like the uppercase E. Now I need num1 integer. Is integer fine? Num2, num3. And I remember in Swift if it's a float or double. Let's try double first. Double works. Okay. And then, let me think. Answer is equal to blank. I guess I need average too, AVG. I need to figure out how to shut off that wrapping. That's just really throwing me. That's why I put those on a separate line. So, okay. So then here, average is going to equal to blank. Kind of clears out our previous result. I need to bring in the numbers. So I'm going to have num1 is equal to double s num1. Num2 is equal to double s num2. Num3 is equal to double s num3. Okay, so then average, AVG, is going to equal to num1 plus num2 plus num3 divided by 3. Now, I guess I need a blank for my grade too. I never thought about that. So up here, I'm going to say text field, grade, text, grade. What would you like about that? Unless it just doesn't like it because I haven't used it yet. But I think those other ones are green. I hadn't used them. Interesting. Text field, grade, text, colon. Oh, no space. Well, maybe something else. Well, let me start using it down here. Equals A. Cannot find it in the scope. I'm probably looking right at it, but I am not seeing it. Let me get rid of that for the time being. Okay, so we'll come back to our if-else. Get that code out of there. And average equals to string avg. Stop that and run it. Not going to be as meaningful if I can't. I guess I don't need a separate. No, I do need. Never mind. So it's 80, 83, 79.5. Make sure I have decimals. And click that. Yeah, that's reasonable. So my code is correct. So maybe I'll drop on a text field. I don't know what I was doing wrong. Grade. Grade. Cannot find $grade in the scope. Maybe there's a limit on how many you can have. Well, let me put that in a different vertical stack. Oh, of course it's not in scope because I haven't declared it. There we go. So then down here, now that I got my average working, I want to put my if statement here. If grade, let me see, grade is a string, so if average is greater than 90, greater than or equal to 90, then my grade is equal to an A. Okay, so if I run that, '92, '95, '93. Calculate, get that, get an A. Okay. Now I want to get checked for the B. If average is greater than or equal to 80, then grade is going to equal to a B. So 83, 82, 80. Click calculate. Gives me a B. Let's try the A again. 92, 93, 95. That's not working right. It's on it's got a B. We got this right here. If, else if. So if this, then this. Else if, then do this. Else if, and then a final else at the end. And here's an example of that. What's happening with this code is, for example, if I got an A, 92, let's say the average is 92. It comes down here and it checks, it plugs 92 in here for the average, says, hey, is 92 greater than or equal to 90? Yeah, it is. That's true. So it sets that equal to A. Then it comes down here and it says, hey, that 92, is it greater than or equal to 80? It is. So then it sets it equal to B. So it overwrites it. We don't want that. How you get around that is by doing an else if like that. And let me go ahead and finish writing the code out, and then I'll talk about how it works in terms of the program flow. Else if average is greater than or equal to 70. Why is 80 blue? Oh, that's commented out. Never mind. If average is greater than or equal to 80. Okay, so this grade is equal to C. And then I'll do an else if. Average is greater than or equal to 60. Well, that's weird. Oh, I didn't put a closing parentheses. Okay, else if, there we go. Yeah, I'm messing up my parentheses. Okay, so closing parentheses here. It shouldn't be here. Closing brace, I should say. If average greater than or equal to 60, grade is equal to D. Now, I've never had this much trouble with braces in past other languages. So it's a challenge. I think Lisp was this way. Lisp, remember, I'd either had lots of braces or lots of parentheses, one of the two. And this finishes up the else. Okay, first, test it, see if it works. Already got a emulator running, so I had to stop it. Okay, so let me put in something that knows gives me a B. Click calculate and get that. Okay, so what is it doing? Let's say it gets 83 as my average. Comes down here, says, hey, is 83 going to equal 90? No, it isn't. That's false. So then it comes down to this next else if. And it says, hey, is 83 going to equal to 80? And it's true. Since it's true, it does the lines of code inside the curly braces. Does this grade is equal to B. And then when it hits the closing curly brace, off that else if, it comes down to the bottom and continues running it next line of code. So it doesn't do the rest of these checks. You have to figure out when you're programming an if else, when you're trying to do some kind of comparison, which one should you do, and what should be your appropriate flow of your program after you put that in. Now I'm gonna probably do something like percent. So you'll enter in like a percent into here, like a percent discount. You'll put in the price, and then you'll click a button, and it'll give you the discounted amount. This would be an app if you were in a store, and it tells you there's a 20% discount, and you're sitting there, well, what in the world's 20% of $80.33? Then you could put both those in your app, click your button, and it tells you what price you'd pay. So that's the one I'm going to assign. Let me see if I got time to, because I showed my average there. So time to show another component. Let me put up here at the top. So I click resume on that. Get my preview back. There we go. And okay, so right here I'm going to drop on. Click my plus. Looking for the switch because that goes right on along with if statement. I guess S for switch. Maybe it's not a switch. What's it called? Toggle. Okay. This is the one we want, so I'm going to drag and drop that right there. Now this toggle is going to allow us to flip it back to say we want to do this or this. For example, if you have some kind of calculation and you want to print the, I'm having a real hard time thinking of the grades. Wouldn't work with grades, but let's say I'm ordering something, and if I want to ship next day, then I could do the toggle over, so forth. Lots of things you do with toggles. So, and toggles either true or false. So either you want to ship next day or you don't. So that's why it can only be two choices. Okay, so up here, I'm going to declare a new. I'll remember to do it this time. The state variable. Variable is it on equals true. And then this is going to refer to my state variable. So I do my $sign. Is it on? And my label. Let's see. I want a text. I know that didn't make any sense in terms of my grading application, but since I'm drawing blank, ship next day. Okay, now notice if I were to just preview it here, toggle, just what you might think, goes back and forth. Okay, so let's see how to query that now. Because in our code, we may want to do an if statement based upon that. Maybe if the toggle's on, I'm going to add 10 points onto their average. So that's the setup on it. So down here, a toggle is true or false. That's called Boolean. Boolean is a special data type. Let's see. What do I call it up above? Is it on? So on or not? Boolean. And I need to retrieve the value of that. Guess this is where I'm retrieving values. On or not is going to equal to, and I don't think we have to unwrap this. Boolean, is it on? We'll see if I'm correct or not. It'll tell you if you screw up. Yeah, I guess no exclamation. I think that's just numbers. Strings you don't have to do that on. I don't think Booleans you have to do that on. Then down here, after I figured my average, I want to do a check on my Boolean. If on or not, now I think I can put equals true, but I'm wondering if I can just leave it off. Let's try that. Some programming languages imply that if you don't put the equals true, that it's checking to see if it's true. Then I'll add 10 to my average. And I'm putting this in the wrong place. Because this right here is where I print it to the screen. Why am I updating average after that? So I want to move this line of code here. Allow me to pick it up like Windows. So right click, cut. Come here, right click, and paste. Okay, so I have 10 to that. Let me run that. And it's currently on, so that's good. 89, 89, 89. That would be at B. I click calculate, and the average would be 89. See, it added 10 to the average and turned me to an A. If I switch that back and click calculate, see how it goes back to an 89 or B. So that shows you how to work with the switch, the toggle, I should say. Let's see, what else is there? That's really what I wanted to show you on this. So again, I'm gonna put a project out there for figuring the discount. So you put in your amount and so forth. I guess I could show like a horizontal stack. Haven't really focused too much on that. It's kind of however you want to design your form, or your app, I should say. So like if I want a horizontal stack here, and I put my text here, edit cut, edit paste. Ah, what am I doing? Trying to get my braces to go back. I really just don't like Macs that great. I'm a Windows fanatic, I guess. Okay. So here, I think it's text. We'll see. Num1. If it isn't, then I'll there it is. Okay, so if you want some text to always appear before there instead of being grayed out, because after you put numbers in, you have no clue what they were, then you can do the horizontal stack, and that'll put them side by side. And so you can see num1 and then that. So when you run it, see then here when I put 89 in, 89, 89, I have no clue what these are, but this documents what that num1 is. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and stop there. And like I say, I'll put that assignment out there. Won't be quite as complex as what I'm giving you here. You won't have a bunch of nested if, else, if. You could probably do everything with an if and else on that. But go to town if you think of what would I what would be more beneficial besides just what David said about putting the amount and the discount percent and then clicking a button to apply a discount. Now, how do people get good at writing apps, or not get good, but they come up with popular apps that people want? Well, they're imaginative, which I lack completely, and they think of an app that somebody would pay for, pay a couple dollars for, and then you multiply a couple times a million, and all of a sudden you have a fairly good chunk of change. Um, Coming up with that original idea is a challenging part. You can see for those who've had coding before, this is not much different than every other language. I could copy this over to Python. Well, not Python. I could copy it over to C or C++ and just make minor changes with how I declare variables, and this code down here would be the same. I wanted to say, if you wanted to put equals true here, you can. True is a reserved word, and that says you've got this selected. False would be if it's the other way. Anyway, we'll stop there. Put the recording out.